This week on Songs of Praise, we've come to the most southwesterly county in Northern Ireland, stunning County Fermanagh. We're on board with the ambulance technician whose drive it is to care for others. We meet the Irish dancers who are sharing their faith. And there's music from Clonard's Moya Brennan and the congregations of Enniskillen churches. Fermanagh is one of the smallest counties in Northern Ireland, and many say the most picturesque. A third of Fermanagh is covered by water. Upper Lough Erne is that way. Lower Lough Erne is that way. I suppose you could say this is our very own Lake District. It's a waterway that's bursting with wildlife at this time of year, and it's busy too, with boatmen and anglers. Upper and Lower Lough Erne meet here where the River Erne flows around the market town of Enniskillen. The town's actually an island, but it's connected by several bridges that cross the river. And today we're staying on the island and we've come to St McCartan's Church of Ireland Cathedral to sing our first hymn. Thy hand, O God, has guided. Being involved in an accident or suddenly becoming seriously ill can be a very scary experience. And when you're first on the scene as an ambulance technician, how you react can be a matter of life or death. After spotting an ad in her local paper for a position in the emergency services, Marina Hazard quit her job as an estate agent and took to the road. How difficult is it turning up at the scene of a crisis or an accident and not knowing what to expect?
It can be quite daunting if it's a road traffic collision. You're thinking about the casualties, how serious are their injuries, the car, is it on its roof, is it still on the road, it could be in a field upside down. I mean, there are times when I send up a quick prayer before particular calls. Through God's word, he says that he's never going to leave us or forsake us if we have faith and believe in him. And I do, and I know that that's where I get my strength from.
A lot of people rely on people like you. What makes this job special to you?
It's an immense privilege for us because you build up a rapport with patients no matter how short the journey. You're caring for them and doing as much as you can for them en route to hospital. You hand them over to another team and you're entrusting them over into somebody else's care, and it can be quite emotional. You're maybe going out to somebody who's taking their last breath, and you also may be going out to somebody who's just about to bring new life into the world. So there's just so many different aspects to life that we come across. Because I've experienced death, bereavement and illness in my own life, I think that actually helps me to tune into other people's bereavement and sickness.
What is it like being an ambulance technician?
I never dreamed that I would be working in emergency services. I never thought that I could cope with the sight of blood, let alone anything else. So I think I've learned things about myself, qualities that I never realised that I did have. I love driving those vehicles. I think it's probably the best part of the job. We certainly get to see vast areas in this job, and we travel for hundreds of miles.
When the blue lights aren't flashing, do you ever get time to look out the window and appreciate your environment and what's around you and think about life?
You do. You have time to take in things as you're going by, people around you, people going about their daily business. Animals in the field, and there's something beautiful about that.
Marina's faith keeps her focused and gives her the strength to help others.
Jesus' life on earth was the perfect example. He showed compassion to everybody from all walks of life. He didn't judge anybody, he didn't condemn anybody. And I always remember that no matter who I meet, no matter what walk of life they come from, I treat them all with dignity and respect, and I think that's very important. As I look at the master physician, God, I just see that there is somebody greater that we can all trust and lean on. There's a lovely verse in Proverbs, actually, in Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6, and it's trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight.
In these days of email or Facebook and Twitter, it's always nice to get a letter from a friend in the post, and that's what the people from the Postal Bible School in Enniskillen think as well. Each month, thousands of special packages get parcelled up and posted out to children around the globe who have signed up to a Bible correspondence course. For just the cost of a stamp, children as young as 4 can complete the study lessons at home and then post them back to Enniskillen to be marked by these volunteers. The Postal Bible School began over 50 years ago in Cork with just one student. Today, volunteers in centres right across the UK mark around 30,000 study lessons every month from children in more than 20 countries.
The ones I send to would be in Northern Ireland, plus I have a lot in Malawi, Nigeria, USA, Romania, France, a lot of countries. You get wee notes from the children as well, which is really nice to get. We get one recently from Malawi. A young guy has been doing it there for maybe 4 or 5 years, and how he told us that he became a Christian actually doing the lessons, which was really exciting for us.
How's the progress going with translation of the Bible time lessons?
Louise's husband Sam helps to coordinate a growing number of international centres, which can mean him having to travel to places as far away as Africa, Ukraine and Brazil.
I'm dealing with instructors that I go to train how to use the lessons, and a lot of them come from very difficult backgrounds, very poor backgrounds, especially in the developing world. A lot of the children have very little practically, and I suppose we see ourselves as coming alongside those that are providing the physical and material needs to children in orphanages and things like that, and we bring the spiritual dimension in the Bible lessons that we provide. And to go into those situations and sit down with the kids actually is a very emotional experience.
How important is it to you that the work that you do reaches out to children and young people?
Things aren't always easy for a child, and it is very special to know that God is with them and able to just wrap his arms around them.
Louise and Sam's determination to reach out to others prompted them, along with a few friends, to set up a new independent church in Enniskillen. They describe the Fermanagh Christian Fellowship Church as a hospital for the hurting.
There are a lot of people that are hurting out there through various issues, you know, with addictions, with maybe marital problems and issues like that, and we want to try to help people like that and bring the Bible perspective to that and how Jesus would have dealt with those type of people. Fermanagh to me is a really special place. I draw a lot of inspiration from the beauty of God's creation around here. I've spent time in the lake, visiting different islands that go back to ancient Christianity within this county. And now I have the great privilege of still spreading that gospel message with my family, my church, both locally and indeed right across the world in many countries.